But speaking of laws that they're trying to do, now Biden's coming in hot because of the shooting stuff that's been going on. So much that he's thinking about using an executive order. You know, when he was vice president, he was tasked with checking out if they could use executive orders to do gun bans. He was all about it. He wanted to get rid of guns in the 90s. Dude, Biden's been after guns for a long time. You know what? Get out of here, Biden. You don't have the right to take guns. We have a right as American citizens, as human beings that live here. You don't tell us. All right? I have a lot to say about this. I'm gonna try to sum it up nicely by the end of this segment here. Let's first and foremost, Biden demands Congress ban assault weapons after Boulder mass shooting. Look, there's no denying that it was a shame. People died. And in fact, I have a list of their names of the people that died, because those are the people that we really need to be focusing on. The people that lost their lives. I don't want to give him time on my show. Talk about some dude that killed a bunch of people. F that guy. All right? I don't care about him. But he is being politicized by both sides. All right? This has become a war that it has nothing to do with him. This side's trying to use him as an example. This side's trying to use the fact that they used him as an example and that they were wrong. And I'm going to explain it all as ammunition. Both sides are doing this. Pointing the finger. Well, you're wrong. Well, you're wrong. Well, this happened. Well, no, you were wrong. Ha. I'm so sick of that. Okay? They're missing the point completely. Oh, my gosh. How do I even sum this up? Boulder shooter Ahmed Al-Issa expressed anti-Trump sentiment, reportedly had ISIS sympathies. Yeah, this guy hated Trump. Okay? This is the weird part. His whole social media was wiped. Dude got his Facebook page wiped right off the bat because guess what? It went against the narrative. All right? He was anti-Trump. All right? Anti anyone who voted for Trump. Okay? He wasn't a white supremacist. He was from Syria, who came here as a baby, which now everyone's like, "Oh, see, Biden, it's your stuff." It's like, dude, stop that. Stop this blame game. I can't stand that. It doesn't matter what race he is. He killed people. Period. And we should be talking about the victims and how sad it is that they lost their lives. But that's not and no one's focused on that. Everyone's like, well, look, he was against Trump. He was anti-Trump. He wasn't even white. And then, I mean, these people are crazy. I'll bet anyone my salary right now that the shooter in Boulder was a right-wing MAGA white male. Wow. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. Oh, not this time. Unusual. The fact that there's so much response shows how right I am about most terrorist shooters in America. Right-wing male NRA. Oh my gosh. Dude, these people are nuts, man. They're nuts. People are posting this meme all over the place now. It's mass shooters from 2019. All sorts of races on there. All right? All sorts of races. You take however you want from that. Okay? And I have, and I was like, is it accurate? And I looked it up. And I have an article talking about the statistics of it. About, whoever the mass shooters were. And it's, okay, yeah. We could talk about the blame game. Which race does more killing? And I can't stand it. That's not what I want. But I'll tell you what, though. He was posting Washington Post articles. Huh. Almost like he became an extremist from mainstream media. On the left, Washington Post. Who's creating extremists? I vaguely remember an article that they wrote recently that had the first word in that article was Adam Krigler. His show is creating extremists. I'm summing it up. But that's what they're trying to say. That I'm creating extremists? Are you kidding me, Washington Post? Guess who's sharing your articles and reading your BS? Yeah, the person who shot a bunch of people. Because you are the problem, Washington Post. You're the problem. Creating extremists. That's the problem here. These people are convincing everybody that the world is racist, that if you're not white, that white people hate you. And then he believes they're all Islamophobes, all of them. Anyone who's white, anyone who's not him, anyone who makes fun of him is now your dead enemy. Yeah, guess what? You know who the enemy is? Mainstream media. And I'm sick of it. You're the problem, Washington Post. You're creating extremists. You're creating this division in our society. I fully believe that everyone's awesome, okay? You can't convince me otherwise. I'll tell you what, there's evil and good in everybody, in everyone. The problem is not what color your skin is. That's what they're trying to convince everybody. And guess what? It's working. It's working. That's what this guy's problem is. David Hoffman survived the Trump error. Yeah. Cool, dude. Cool, David Hoffman. You got ratioed. Yo, he got ratioed like crazy. And he deserved it, rightly so. Look, I don't want to talk about this dude because he killed 10 people. Denny Stong, 20 years old. Nevin Stanisic, 23. Ricky Olds, 25. Tolona Bartkowiak, 49. Susan Fountain, 59. Terry Leaker, 51. Eric Tolley, 51. Kevin Mahoney, 61. Lynn Murray, 62. Jody Waters, 65. These people are no longer alive. They're no longer with us. Their families lost them. Some of the officers were killed. This is who we need to talk about. I don't want to talk about this guy. I don't want to talk about race relations because it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with mental stability. Clearly, he wasn't stable mentally. All right? I think mental health is something that we're not talking about. We're just trying to ban guns, create racial divisions. It's like, no. Stop trying to patch the wound, okay? Let's treat the source of the problem. Lack of family. All right? They've been trying to get rid of the nuclear family, claiming it's white supremacy. When solid two-parent homes, I don't care what race or what sex, doesn't matter. When you have love and you get validated from home, you don't seek it elsewhere. You don't get lost. You tend to have a purpose. You tend to have a good, better upbringing. And again, this has nothing to do with race at all, or gender, or sexual orientation. Everyone loves to put it on there, but let's solve it. Why are these people unhinged? Why is that? Supposedly he was upset that someone called him names 2 weeks prior. Well, we know now from his social media that he's been convinced that all Trumpers are Islamophobes, that they hate it. Probably going from the Muslim ban that he probably doesn't even know about, because it shouldn't even be called a Muslim ban, because it wasn't a Muslim ban. It was a ban on specific countries that were known for sending terrorists here. But again, the mainstream media, the Washington Post, was pushing this narrative that, oh man, he's Islamophobic. I mean, even our current president called President Trump a xenophobe. Xenophobic for shutting down the border when there was a pandemic that was spiking in China. No, don't worry, says Bill de Blasio. Go down and go out and walk around and, go down to Chinatown, Nancy Pelosi says. Everything's fine. The president is a xenophobe, President Joe Biden claims. Who is really pushing division? All right, this racial divide that we're now seeing. Look, there's no doubt in my mind that these shootings happen, okay? But every time it happens, that's that has something to do with the person themselves. I don't even like pulling up the statistics. This race did this more, did this. We're all human beings. There's murderers and people that did bad things. And why? Why did they do it? And I'm sure each of them have different stories, but all around, it's all, they made a mental choice to do that. And we're focused on, well, why? And everyone's projecting whatever they want onto the problem instead of actually analyzing the problem and making it better. I'm so fed up with it, man. They just jump on the chance. Look, this is a story that I'm talking about. Maryland officers de-escalate situation, offer compassion to man in behavioral crisis. 2 Maryland police officers are being credited for helping calm down a man for having a behavioral health crisis. Hyattsville police received a call Saturday about an agitated, angry man inside the convenience store at a Sunoco gas station in East-West Highway. Officers Edward Andrickson, Franco, and Mancini Gaskill responded. When we first arrived, he appeared to be incoherent. He wasn't making much sense. We engaged in conversation with him, and we didn't want to be overbearing. This is from both of them here. Andrickson Franco sat down on the floor with the man. He said at times the man became verbally abusive, but he refused to react. Me reacting the way he was reacting wasn't going to get us anywhere. If anything, it would have worsened the situation, Andrickson Franco said. The officers were understanding, built trust, and the man calmed down. I let him know I was there to help him out, Andrickson Franco said. He eventually handed over his phone. Officers called his relatives and they picked him up at the gas station. The encounter is an example of what the Hyattsville Police Department is teaching in their new pilot program called Mental Health and Wellness Program. Okay. Obviously, this is a great situation. And I don't care what people say, counselors being sent to sticky situations like this is not the answer. I've seen so many videos in the past year how quick something can escalate from a seemingly normal situation to a gun being pulled and shot like that and people dying. Okay? But that's not about guns. That says a lot more about the person holding the gun. All right, people, now they're like, well, let's ban guns. No, let's solve the mental health issue. Let's solve the problem of people in this world are losing their purpose. They don't have jobs. They've been locked down. Suicide rates are up like crazy because of this lockdown, causing more problems. Well, no, let's just solve it by just banning more things, taking more rights away. Yeah, that's not going to make people go crazy. Who's making the extremists now? When you take a step back and look at it all, it's so obvious. I'm just so fed up with this. It's all about race. No, it has nothing to do with race. They're making it about race. I'm over it. I'm so done talking about race, man. I'm so sick of it. I don't care what color you are. If you're cool to me, I'm going to be cool to you. That's just the way I was raised. That's the way I am. I've been crossed by every different colored skin. I don't care. And every different colored skin has treated me cool. I have been proved myself from the different situations I've been in to know that human beings alone, just human beings can be cool, and human beings can be terrible people. It has nothing to do with the color of their skin. It has everything to do with the environment that they were raised in. Okay? So let's create a better environment where we're raising our kids, not teaching them to be divided based on the color of our skin.